Hello everyone, and welcome to a very important update about the current energies that we are experiencing, that we are moving through. And this is going to be about the union portal that we're moving through right now and timeline jumping and what this means and what we're moving through, maybe what you're experiencing right now. I'm feeling a lot of this happening for myself personally, and I'm feeling a lot of energy just coming in right now. So I want to share with you guys everything that I'm receiving, all the information, and just what we're moving through in terms of the union and the union process. So I'm going through major timeline shifts, and I know a lot of people are moving through a lot of timeline jumping right now. And we're going to talk about kind of what this means and what you may be experiencing at this time. I did make a video on Patreon about the August energy and about timeline jumping and the union portal that we're moving through right now, because everything is accelerating. And as I mentioned on Patreon, it's a very big acceleration. And what's happening is that the more that you come into union, the more that you're coming into that 0 point energy, the more you're embodying more higher aspects of yourself, of your soul consciousness, of your higher identities of your soul. You are unlocking parallel lifetimes, other realities, other identities, lower identities of yourself. It's sort of like a click that happens, or sort of like a lock unclicks, and other realities start to come in, or other experiences start to surface. So you're going to experience these other realities all of a sudden start to come forward, because as you continue your ascension into your union, into the inner union, which is happening within you, it's very important that you collapse time. You collapse timelines that your consciousness is stuck in. So this is parallel lifetimes. This is stuff that's happening simultaneously, and your consciousness is actually trapped in these different pockets of time. So this is even childhood things could keep you trapped in these different timelines. And this is very much what's happening right now as we're going through this huge portal, I'm feeling, and we're collapsing these pockets of time. So it will feel very, very confusing. It'll feel very disorientating. And the closer that you come to union, that inner union, the closer you come into, the deeper you go on your ascension, the deeper you come into union, the more you're going to be collapsing these other realities of you that are keeping you in separation. So it's an ongoing process of coming into the merging of everything into 0 point. All of your identities have to come into this one lifetime. And so it's very much about understanding what other timelines are existing simultaneously, and you will understand that because all of this is quantum physics, and this whole journey is based on energetics and quantum physics. And so the more that we understand what's actually happening on ascension and what's happening for your union process, the easier it gets, because a lot of the times we're not understanding what's going on with our body, with what's going on with our emotions. We're all over the place. We're sort of going back and forth in terms of our emotional state. There's a lot of things that could be coming up for you during this process. So what's happening during this time and what's happening during your ascension to union is you're collapsing with simultaneous incarnations of yourself and collapsing these timelines and even past timelines. And so what I feel strongly is happening right now specifically is that there's a lot more timelines that are becoming available, that are opening, because what's happened on this planet is that we were not able to access multidimensionality, and now we're able to access multidimensionality very easily. And the more you go in your ascension, the more you can access these things. So what that means is that you'll be able to experience these other timelines of yourself, and you're actually collapsing those timelines. And that's what ascension is about, so that you can come into union, because all these other parts of you are actually separating you from your soul. These are fragmented aspects of yourself. So during this portal energy right now that we're coming into, or that we're moving through, we're really going to be asked by our higher self or our soul to look at these other aspects of yourself. This could even be old memories coming up from childhood, things that you've locked away. This could be other parts of you that are really being shown to you. And this is kind of that key that starts to unlock, or several different keys start to unlock, and all of these things start to come forward. All these emotions associated with these timelines, maybe even a lot of anxiety, maybe a lot of fears, maybe a lot of suppressed or repressed emotions that you haven't actually dealt with, will have to come forward during this time, during this peak. And so this is very accelerated period of ascension that we're moving through right now, and especially during this year, because it's so accelerated this year. And the more that you're going deeper and deeper in your ascension, the higher you go, the more you have to face these other realities of you, the more they're going to come into your awareness. That's just how it is, because you're collapsing everything into the now. And so we can't avoid anymore these repressed emotions, these lower aspects of self, these other timelines happening all at once, because union means you're collapsing everything into the now. You're no longer fragmented. You're no longer in fragmented consciousness. You're actually coming back to union with your soul, with all of your soul. So there is no more fragmentation like we experience in 3D reality. So this is what's really important right now that's happening, and I'm feeling a lot of people are moving through this, and it's kind of like very intense is what I'm feeling like. The energies are very intense, forcing all of this out and through you, and it can feel very jarring, it can feel very confusing, and it really depends on where you are on your union process, because I know a lot of people can feel this very intensely, or some people are not feeling it so intensely. It really depends on where you are, because a lot of the times your soul will not activate certain things if you are not able to consciously hold that or handle that experience, or be able to integrate it at that time. Because, you know, if you're not really prepared for very huge, you know, kind of trauma to be coming up, your soul is not going to activate that for you. So it really depends on how far along you are on your journey, on your process, because again, this journey is all about coming back to union, to wholeness, to that oneness within yourself, with your soul. And that's the same that's happening with your divine counterpart, with the divine masculine. So both divine masculine and feminine are moving through this individually, because we all have fragmented aspects of self that have to be reclaimed on an individual level, and then the soul balances masculine and feminine. Because without the reclamation, without, you know, reclaiming these parts of ourselves, we can't actually balance this connection. So this is why this is so important for the inner union process, for the union process, to understand that this may actually be happening for you, this may not be happening, or it has happened for you. But I feel at this time it's very intensified in what we went through in July. It's a very heightened in terms of this collapsing of these timelines, and actually allowing you to timeline jump, which means that you're actually you're moving into a new frequency band, and you're more integrated with your higher aspects of yourself. You're more embodied, you're more in union, you're less fragmented, you're in a higher station of identity, you're in a higher timeline, okay? So all of this is part of the process of the union and what we're moving through. So again, the symptoms here, or the signs that you're moving through this, is that you're releasing a lot of emotions. You could be experiencing past emotions coming up. You could be experiencing a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of lower emotions, a lot of things purging from the body and being released. There's a lot of things coming up right now through the physical body to be integrated. There could be a lot of ego death happening as this process happens, because it's the lower self usually that's dying in this process, and we're integrating higher aspects of self. So this is a very heightened time to go through this process, and I feel that a lot of these old memories that you haven't looked at, maybe childhood stuff, are also coming up during this time for you to integrate and for you to release. So if you're moving through this, just remember that it's all part of the process, and that if you do need more help and support, you can book a session with me. You can join the Patreon community, and you can also access my courses, and everything is linked in the description for you. I send you lots of love during this big union portal that we're moving through right now, this huge timeline jump that we're all moving through. Everyone's feeling it at different levels. You may have already moved through your process in July, but it is going to really be this huge jump. And a lot of the times you'll feel this happening because you're feeling a lot of this stuff coming out. You're going to feel a lot of these energies coming out through you, trying to release. So you will know that you're timeline jumping, and you're going to feel a whole new lightness coming in after this process has finished. So I send you lots of love for now, and I disconnect from you now, and I'll reconnect in another video.